We've been going on for 2 minutes and not talking about nothing.
I know. Okay, well, let me start it off.
Go for it!
Okay. I'm being abused, you guys. Okay.
I was being so freaking patient this whole time, dude.
I was waiting how long you'd be patient. Okay, well, welcome guys to another episode of Feel Free, where we talk about anything or everything, and where you can feel free to open your mind, feel the vibe, and chime in. Hosted by me, Liz.
I'm Andrea, and today we'll be talking about movies, books, and TV shows, and pretty much what do you prefer, I guess.
Yeah, this is another Wing It episode.
I guess we can talk about like our favorite books.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite book?
Mine? I think my favorite book, it's called Beastly. It's also from a movie too. Vanessa Hudgens is in it. It's about this guy. He's one of like the main characters. He's all like really shallow and kind of a jerk, and like he judges on how people look. Like he thinks that looks matter more than anything else. And he's like being like the student body president, and like his dad is rich, and like all that. And then he meets up with this girl, and she kind of does like, I guess she kind of does like witchcraft stuff, because she's like a witch in the movie. And
Don't mind that. That's my car, reminding me that it exists.
Your car scares me sometimes.
It'll go away in a second. Okay, there you go.
And the guy asks her out, and kind of like, it's kind of like a bet, pretty much, like trying to like make fun of her or whatever. And then to teach him a lesson, she casts a spell on him and turns him like ugly. And then he goes into hiding, and in order to go back to the way he was, someone has to like love him.
This sounds so familiar.
And he has like, I think like 3 months for that to happen, I think. That or a whole year. I don't remember. It's been a real long time since I watched that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have it, but
You should let me borrow it.
or you can come over and watch it.
Oh, movie? I thought you said book.
It's a book and a movie, but I have the movie.
Oh, have you read the book?
Yeah.
And you watched the movie?
Yeah. But I watched the movie first, because I didn't know there was a book.
Oh.
Until it was in our library in our high school. And I think I don't remember why I started reading that book. I think I had to do a report on it or something. I don't remember. And I was hooked. Like I like the book better than the movie, really. And
yeah, everyone seems to prefer the book over the movie.
And like, dude, it was so like it was the first time that I ever read a book that I could not put it down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would be in math class and like reading the book.
I miss those good days where I loved a book so much that I would lose myself just trying to read the book.
Yeah, like, I read that within a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I couldn't...
How big was it?
I think it had, like around, 100 pages or 300 pages, I think.
I think it'd be 300 pages, because 100 pages is really small.
Well, it was a really thick book.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're looking at, 500 pages then.
I don't remember how many pages they were, but I really liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this other book that I read. It's called Angel of Hope. It was in Mr. Riedel's class.
Yeah, I want to read as many books as he has, because a lot of the books he recommended to me were so good.
Yeah, and but apparently I was reading the second book. I couldn't find the first one, but the second book said a lot on what kind of gave me a reference of what the first book was like.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I did not read the first one, but the second one made me cry. Like, it's a touching story. So it's about these two sisters. One of them came back from a mission from Africa, and when the sister came back, she caught an illness. And it was to the point where, I think, it was, really serious, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't able to go back to Africa to finish her mission. But then her younger sister went to take her place and did a lot of stuff that her sister did for the kids over there and everybody else. It's been a long time since I read that book, so I can't really remember word for word or what exactly happened, but I do remember it made me cry. But yeah, but I'm not so much of a reader, so it's really rare for me to find a book that I actually like. So once I'm hooked on it, I'm hooked.
Yeah, same.
What about you? What is your favorite book?
Oh, I have. I'm not much. I didn't never consider myself as a reader, really. Of course, I struggled with reading forever.
Yeah.
Up until 6th grade. I kid you not, in 5th or something grade, I was reading 3rd grade level still. It was so bad. But I caught up because I had this parent come in. There was a parent that comes in volunteers and stuff, and she was very nice. But yeah, she helped me a lot in trying to read and stuff. So then I started liking reading, and I started learning more words and stuff like that. Anyway, enough with my past. Books that I love. Oh my god, I have so many. All the books I've read, I love. But I can name the number one book I freaking love. I've mentioned it to other people. You must read this book. I tend to love fiction, right? Fiction is where it's fake. Yeah, fictional. Mm-hmm. I love fictional books, especially sci-fi and then mystery, ghost stuff. But this one in particular is called Unwind. It was recommended to me by my siblings. I think it was my brother and my sister read it in high school, and my sister had the book, and she had to keep the book, and inside the book, for class or whatever, they had to write notes in the book and what they think about it. And it was very interesting, and I think I liked it the most is because I actually read my sister's notes while reading the book. So it was like I was reading it in my own way, and then my sister like wrote a note, and then I'd read the note and I'd be like, oh, I see it now in that kind of way. I get it. And so I guess I interpreted it in her way too, the way she wanted to. And then I read it again like 6 other times, probably a lot more. I even posted it on Facebook that I read it again and again and again. But yeah, each time like it was not the same. It was like I caught on something else, or I saw something else differently. But it's freaking crazy. Like this book, amazing. It's a distrology. There's I think 7 books in total, and I read all the other books too. But the first book is the one book. You know, it's number one. Number one. It's gonna say it forever. This book is about. It's about the future kind of thing, or not about the future, but it's like it's set in the future, so not in our time right now. I think it was actually written back in like 2000 something, and it's supposed to be set in like 2020 something or 2030 something. But basically, like the teenagers back in the early 2000s are now adults. Oh no, maybe I think they would have been grandparents, so it's even more than that. But anyway, so it's set far, far in the future, like thinking like everything has changed. And the thing that hasn't changed at the time was the topic about abortion. And so there was, I guess, some kind of civil war that happened between pro and like pro-choice and then life, pro-life. I can't speak. And there was a confirmation, I guess, like where they both agreed on something, and that was to have the child. And by the age of 13, if you didn't want the child, or, you know, you can send them to get unwound. And by getting unwound, like, they will take them apart.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they get taken apart and donated to, like, facilities and stuff, like, with, like, let's say that someone, you know, got really badly hurt and lost an arm, they will take an unwound person's arm instead. So that was their thing, and their slogan, or not slogan, but their thing was like, they will keep living. They don't die. They are being used for something else, and they are still alive because during the process they are alive. And that was their thing, you know? So freaking crazy. This society is supposedly around the world too. But it's now how like life goes on like that. Everyone knows what happens. And it wraps around 3 other lives. And that's the life of a troubled teenager, Connor Lassiter, I think is his last name. He's a troubled teenager. I think he's like 16 or something. And he like ends up finding out that his parents signed a contract to get him unwound. And so then he runs away. Like he's trying to run away so he doesn't get unwound, because that's terrible, you know? Then the second life is of an orphan. This girl, she never met her parents, of course, because she's an orphan and she's in an orphanage. And you have the opportunity to make something of yourself by a certain age. And if you don't make it, you are going to be unwound and they're going to use you for parts. And she was doing, well, I don't know if I should spoil it or whatever, but in the end, you know, there's a reason she's gonna go and get unwound. Something happens and she has to get unwound. Or she's in the process. Like they signed the contract to get in the process to go in. And then the third life is a religious life, where there's this like tithing, right? Tithing. Actually, I read it as tithing, but it's tithing, right? Something like that, where you give 10% back to God or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so there's like this family, very religious family, that had so many kids, and even adopted kids too. But of course, they have to give up one of their own into that. And this kid knows he's going to be unwound. In fact, he wants to be unwound because it's a thing that their God wanted, you know, to be tithed. And so he grew up this whole entire time thinking that like that's the best thing ever to happen. Like, oh, I'm gonna be used for something great and to save lives and stuff like that. And there's a thing that happens while like Connor, since he's running away, he ends up doing something where like basically he kind of gets caught, like, because he's running away and they need to find him so they can get him unwound. But he kind of gets caught and he tries to like keep running and stuff. And there was like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Basically, something happens where he gets all three of them meet and they like get into a place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just the life of that. I don't know what else to say. It probably sounds terrible now. You don't want to read it, but it honestly, to me, it was the greatest book ever because it talks about like it gives like good, like it has real good it has real issues in it, and I love that, you know, that you can relate to it, and it's very beautiful. It made me cry multiple times. And there's a moment in the end, or like close to the end of the book, that made me cry because it was horrible. I was like, no, I never wanted to know why, you know.
I'm pretty sure now no one will read that book now that you said that.
No, I didn't say like, I didn't say specifically what happened, but it just got me that feeling.
No, but your comment on that.
Yeah, I don't know. The book continues though. There's like 7 books or something like that. It's a distrology.
Do you have a favorite book that you read in English class?
No, because I never read them. I mean, we were told to read all these books, like, of Mice and Men or whatever. I never read them. And then The Great Gatsby, I never read it.
I like Mice and Men.
I heard it was really sad. I only read a little bit of it, but I never finished the book.
If any of you have read Mice and Men, I'm pretty sure you guys remember what happens in the end. Funny story. I'm not gonna say what happened to those of you who haven't read the book, in case you guys want to read it. So it was during class, and the teacher had us read the last, I think that was like the last 4 pages, just to ourselves. So like the class was like all quiet, and we were just reading along, and like we were all in the same page. So like we know what was going on at the same time. And like as soon as we got to like, you know, that part of the book, a student in the classroom like was like, what the f-? And everyone just started laughing, even the teacher. It was with Paduska.
Oh really?
Yeah, like he didn't get mad that he swore. Like we just all found it funny because it was like, what? But yeah, and then I think after we read that book, we watched the movie.
There's a movie?
But yeah, that book, man, the ending, I didn't like it.
Oh, just kidding. There is a book that I read, and of course I read books, but there's a book I read in English. It was the only book I ever read and finished. I think I finished it. I hope I finished it. It was a good book. And it was my favorite English class, even after Wiederhold. You know, I loved Wiederhold's class. He was my freshman year. But my senior year, with this teacher, I forgot her name. I feel so bad I forgot her name. But we read this one book. It was an old book. Like, it was not, I think it was New English is what it was called or something like that. Oh, Old English or something like that? I can't remember. It was like Grendelwood or something like that. Grendelwood? Right? Beowulf! Sorry.
What the fuck?
The book is called Beowulf, I think.
Beowulf?
Yeah.
I've never read that book.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I think we're the only class that read it or something like that. So it's called, so it's Grendel, I think. Grendel is a character in it's Anglo-Saxon epic poem Beowulf. So the book is called Beowulf, and, it's so freaking cool, because it has to do with, like, old, like, back in, like, ancient times, I guess. Like in the time when they had like swords and knights and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a project she had us do, and we had to draw Grendel, and I did draw him, and it was really weird. It was very interesting. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the book. It was like story within story and stuff kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it was super, super cool, because it also had like a moment with like a dragon, and then I had a moment with like when Grendel went in and killed people, like in a castle or something, and then he went out and he tried to kill Grendel, but he didn't, and so he like ran away, and when he like left or something, he swam underwater and made it under something. I don't know, but it was so cool. I freaking love that book. And it's old. Like, we read it in the old language, and so I had to read it in like the old English. New English, Anglo-Saxon English, whatever. And it was fun to read it like that. And then after that, we had to try to translate what it meant, and then we'd see the real translation and all that. I want to buy that book now. One of our things, between me and Shania, and I forgot who else was in there, but one of our things was like, because sea monsters, and that was a joke within our like little group. It was hilarious. Like, people actually laughed, and I was like, that's weird that we're all laughing because sea monsters. I'm not making any sense, am I?
No.
I don't know. It sounds weird.
Did you watch Romeo and Juliet in English?
Oh yeah, that was my freshman year. We also had to do the part and play or whatever.
I did not like it. I just thought it was stupid.
Yeah! People think it's a romantic. It is not a romantic. No, it's a tragedy.
Like, okay, yeah, the story, but we watched the movie, and it was, like, the movie itself, it's just stupid. Like, we watched it with, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Huh?
We watched his version of Romeo and Juliet. But yeah, we watched the Leonardo DiCaprio version of Romeo and Juliet, and it was just stupid.
Yeah.
Especially in the scene where Romeo and Juliet met for the first time, with the whole like elevator type stuff. Like, it was just really, really weird. Mm-hmm. And really stupid.
He's like, what? Oh no, this wasn't what's supposed to happen. Now what to do? What reason to live? No reason to live. Goodbye, cruel world. Dead. And I guess they're supposed to meet the other side. So yeah, whenever like someone's like, or a guy when he's hitting on me, he'd be like, I could be a Romeo, you my Juliet, or whatever, and I'm just like, you do know what that's about, right? Like, you're trying to flirt with me here, and you're trying to tell me that
so
we want to die for each other. No.
You've seen Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's this episode where London gets with this guy that her dad doesn't like his dad, and his dad doesn't like her dad, and that's, they're forbidden. Mm-hmm. Their love is forbidden. And then Maddie tries to help them to like get together, and then there was a part where London is like grounded and locked into her room, and
a giant room.
Yeah, and the guy is like down outside with what's it called, like kind of like a microphone, and like he's like speaking Shakespeare, and and like obviously you know how London is, like she doesn't get a lot of stuff, but Maddie pointed out like, oh, he's quoting Shakespeare. It's like, I thought Shakespeare was your friend. And she's like, he's a writer, like, you know, Romeo and Juliet. And then towards the end, London asked Maddie like, Romeo and Juliet does have a happy ending, right? And she's like, sure. and then like Maddie turns around and just like shakes her head like, no. It was funny. Another I think we did read the book. It was The Princess Bride. There was also a movie. We watched it in English and it was the stupidest movie I've ever watched.
What is it originally in?
What do you mean?
The language?
English.
Oh! Because you said we saw it in English.
No.
But I thought you meant like we saw it in the language English.
We're talking about English class.
Then yeah, it slipped my mind.
This whole time we've been talking about English class. In English class.
Okay, you don't have to do that anymore. I got it.
We watched Princess Bride, and then we also watched the movie. It was so stupid. I didn't like most movies that they would show us. The only movie that I actually liked was Mice and Men. That was the only movie that I actually liked. Because, like, the books were fine, but just the movie was just mostly stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, like, okay, when you were telling your story about one of the books that you were telling about,
mm-hmm.
I was laughing because I was remembering, so, okay, have you seen Deadpool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they also made a version of, they got rid of the F word. It was like PG-13. They changed. They made another version that was PG-13. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I didn't think it was gonna be that funny versus like the original.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my dad, we watched it. Oh my god, it was still so freaking funny.
Yeah.
And the way that they started the movie. They started the movie as how The Princess Bride started the movie. So, like, they kind of made that whole, like... So, if any of you have watched Princess Bride, in the beginning, it's, like, a grandpa is, like, telling a story to his grandson. And that's how the movie starts.
Mm-hmm.
With the PG-13 Deadpool one,
mm-hmm.
it's Deadpool and the kid, but it's already grown up, though. It's the same actor, but just grown up, and it's just really...
Wait, so it's Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds?
So, Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds, but, they're using the scene as Princess Bride.
Yeah.
And the kid that he's telling to is the kid from Princess Bride.
Oh, okay, I was confused at
older.
first. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. That's hilarious.
Okay, what would you prefer? To watch only movies or to only watch series?
Oh, that's hard. I dropped my tablet. Because I don't know. I feel like all of them have their own unique way of doing things. Because I love series and stuff.
What are your favorite shows?
Everything. I'm just kidding. I prefer watching, like, anime and, like, Korean shows.
Of course.
Mexican novelas. Okay, God. You gotta, like...
Okay, if you had to choose one.
How dare you? I cannot just choose one.
Korean dramas or novelas? Mexican.
I'm gonna go with Korean novelas because
Wow.
I can't watch a novela for like 300 episodes. Like, I can't do that with anime either. Like, I like watching anime when it's like a couple seasons and a couple of episodes per season. But I can't do like a ton. Like, if it's continuing and I'm like, oh my God, end it now. I'm trying to make peace here. But yeah, like, if you watch like Naruto, Dragon Ball, or like One Piece, Fairy Tail.
Death Note?
No, Death Note's not one of them. I love Death Note. But like any of those are like 100 something episodes per season. And there's like 8 seasons or something. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't. Like, it takes so much. Like, I want to just end it so quick.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting for Grey's Anatomy for all of their seasons to be on Netflix, just so I don't keep on waiting for the new season if I'm caught up.
Like, okay, so you told me to watch Fruit Basket, right?
Yeah.
That thing...
That
anime has 2 seasons, and the second, like, it's only 2 seasons. There's supposed to be a 3rd season, and it hasn't been released, and so I was in the middle of watching it, and I was like, oh no, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen next? Is she gonna find out, like, what's gonna happen? And then all of a sudden it's like, next episode is this, and that. And then, like, I go in to click next episode, and all of a sudden it's like, watch 7 Deadly Sins. And I'm like, wait, what? Go back. What do you mean? I'm trying to go back to Fruit Basket. And, yeah, it didn't let me. Apparently that, like, those episodes are not out yet on Hulu. So I'm like, I'm going to have to find a pirated way to watch it.
Now you know how I feel about Good Girls. I'm waiting for their freaking 3rd season because apparently I already saw all the seasons that they had on Netflix. I didn't know that until I looked.
Yeah. And then, like, yeah, a lot of the Korean dramas are, like, the max I think I've seen is 30 episodes. And each episode is about an hour long, maybe. And I'm like, that's not a lot. That's not too much. So I can live with that. But if you want me to go back and watch, like, Airbender, an hour per episode, and there's, like, 200 episodes, how do you expect me to finish that so quick? I only have 24 hours.
You gotta binge.
I've tried it. And then they took it away from Netflix, so I couldn't keep watching.
I like movies more, to be honest. I can't really explain it, but I like watching movies more than TV shows. Because I feel like you get to the ending and get to the whole story and all in 1 hour or more, depending on what type of movie it is. I think I would rather watch sequels than series.
I think I'd feel more personal with a series.
You're getting personal with movies too.
I guess. I don't know. I like a lot of series. I don't watch a lot of movies. I kind of get like, I don't know. Yeah, I like it. It feels good, you know, watching the movie, and then bam, it ends. But I like a little carry-on. I need enough carry-on to continue, you know. I want to feel a certain way for a whole week, not for a whole year.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think it's because, like, I don't really have, like, a series that I'm obsessed with right now. Like...
Oh, yeah, you haven't watched Death Note.
Well,
But I
that.
didn't continue it.
But, like-
Continue it.
Okay, like in high school, I would have so many TV shows that I would be like obsessed with. Like I would be watching like Vampire Diaries, Glee, Pretty Little Liars, The Fosters, Switch at Birth, like so many.
I have never seen any of those.
I know. You're just all like Korean.
Japanese
And anime.
too, and Mexican ones.
And then the Vampire Diaries was the last show that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I think all the shows that I was watching along with it ended, and all that was left was Vampire Diaries. And now like I watch Grey's Anatomy, but that's on Netflix because I don't have cable anymore. So I feel like because I don't really have a series that I'm obsessed with, that's why I go to movies more. Because, like, I don't really get attached. Because, like, it's over. It's beginning and over. With series, you have to, like, wait. And, like, if you don't have cable, you have to figure out how you're going to watch it. If you don't have Hulu, you got to, like, figure out another thing how to watch a freaking series. Or... But, yeah, I prefer movies more.
You need to watch Atla.
It's an anime?
Kind of. It's in English. I think it's only in English. But it was also it was a comic book at first.
Aren't some animes English too? No, all of it is.
Well, they're all animations, but Japanese anime is different. It's a little like I don't know. It's a lot better. But okay, Atla I think is American. And it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, what? 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 Did you see you're never gonna watch it?
How when I said that whole sentence under my friggin' breath?
Okay, anyway, yeah, you definitely have to watch it. It's 4 seasons. Each season has like 40-something episodes, I think. But it's so good.
It's Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender. At this point, I'm so surprised you've never seen any episodes.
It's not that I've never seen it. I've seen a couple episodes, but when I was young.
Oh, okay.
Like, but like I was so young, like I don't really. There's only one specific scene that I remember clearly. I don't know what episode it was, but it was when Avatar and like. I don't remember most of the characters' names, okay? It's been that long.
The Avatar's name is Aang.
Well, yeah.
Avatar Aang. Okay. And then there's Katara. And then there's Toph. Appa is the bison. Momo is the monkey. I can't remember Katara's brother's name. Okay, I remember Zuko.
Wow, you love Avatar, but
I know. Wait, let me focus. Let me focus. What is his name?
Talk about fan.
Oh God, I know. Shut up. But let me just. Okay, I'm thinking. What is his name? I know it. I literally was thinking about it, and
that's a man bun.
Yes, I know. It's Katara's. He. Sokka. That's his name. Sokka. There we go.
Yeah, in the scene they were at a beach, and Avatar went to go jump into the water, but when the water was cold, so he like jumped out and like screamed cold, and then it went to the girl and the brother, and they just stared at each other like that's the only scene that I remember from it. I was young, dude. I was like, I don't remember how old I was, but oh my god.
It was actually a comic book. I had no idea. Now I want to find the comic book because the comic book continues. It continues on. And I'm like, oh, I want to know what happens. I want to know.
Oh my god.
I'm getting cold and I kind of want hungry. I've been staring at KFC, but I want a burger from KFC.
Okay. Say that sentence one more time. That like your words just went everywhere right now. You said one thing and then skipped to the other. Like, what the did you just say?
Okay. I think what I said was
like you're cold and you're hungry and you
yes.
you want something, but you're looking at KFC, so you want a burger or whatever.
But I think what I said was, I'm kind of getting cold, and I'm kind of hungry, and I'm staring at KFC, so I kind of want a burger from KFC.
I've never said that I hated Avatar. I've never said that it's not that I don't like Avatar. Don't put words in my mouth. You always do this. So stop it.
Guys, she beat me. She beat me hard. Smacked me with the water. She did it again. I'm traumatized, you guys. I'm traumatized.
You're like staring at my bottle like with like death eyes.
Okay,
Like, I don't mind watching it, okay, but yeah. But fine.
I win.
You.
She swore yet again.
Hey, one of the episodes you were swearing a lot.
That was the first episode.
See?
Okay. So, I think for sure,
Maybe.
we have said everything that has needed to be said in this episode.
No promises.
Okay, so yeah,
God.
we discussed everything that we wanted to. Oh, I just burped.
Ew.
Hey, it's a human thing. Okay, well, thank you for joining us in this episode of Feel Free. So feel free to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Comment your guys' favorite books, favorite movies, TV shows. Which one you guys prefer? Would you rather watch movies or series? If you have any book suggestions or movie suggestions or TV show,
Or you guys can all sign on with me and tell Andrea she needs to watch Atla.
oh my god, Atla?
Yeah, that's the abbreviation. Avatar, the last Airbender. Atla.
Just say Avatar.
But then there's Avatar the movie.
I've never watched the movie.
The one with the blue people?
What? No!
That's Avatar. That's Avatar. The weird movie. And then
No.
Avatar the movie. Don't ever watch it. It's absolutely the worst.
Obviously, we're not talking about the blue people.
Okay, alrighty. Next thing.
I
Okay,
really
so
want to hit
at
you
this
with
point,
this.
yeah, at this point we already have our account open. So follow us on Instagram at alfeelfree2.
The number
That's
2.
AL, and then that's AL, feel free, and then
The number 2.
thank you. We're hella giggly today. Okay. Alrighty guys. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.